First contact. The message arrived on a Tuesday. Dr. Elena Reyes sat alone in the observatory's monitoring station, the rhythmic beeping of equipment her only company in the early morning hours. For 8 years, she had led the SETI program at Arecibo, searching the stars for signs of intelligent life. Despite budget cuts and skepticism from her peers, she had persisted. Now, as she stared at her monitor, Elena couldn't believe what she was seeing. The signal pattern was unlike anything ever recorded. Too structured, too precise to be natural. Her hands trembled as she initiated the verification protocols. "This can't be happening," she whispered, watching as the computer confirmed what she already knew. The signal was artificial, and it was directed at Earth. Within hours, observatories across the globe reported the same phenomenon. The signal grew stronger, clearer, until finally it resolved into a transmission that every communication device on Earth received simultaneously. The message was simple: prepare for our arrival. The Zenith Collective claims this world. In the United Nations Emergency Assembly, world leaders gathered to address what was now being called the First Contact Crisis. The planet had descended into a mixture of panic, religious fervor, and disbelief. The transmission contained more than just words, explained General Marcus Chen, head of the newly formed Extraterrestrial Defense Initiative. It included detailed schematics for a communication device. Our scientists have already constructed a prototype. The assembly hall erupted in chaos. "You built an alien device without authorization," demanded the French representative. General Chen remained stoic. "Time is not a luxury we have. The device appears to be a two-way communication terminal. If we want answers, this is our only option." President Isabella Morales of the United States stood. Activated. The device hummed to life on the central podium. A beam of light shot upward, forming into a holographic image that left the assembly in stunned silence. The being that appeared was tall and slender, with iridescent skin that shifted colors like oil on water. 4 eyes, positioned in a diamond pattern, regarded the humans with what could only be described as disdain. "I am Archon Zixel of the Zenith Collective." The being spoke, its voice resonating without seeming to come from any specific direction. "Your world has been designated as Resource Acquisition Target 12 Delta. Your species has been evaluated and classified as Category 7, primitive yet potentially disruptive." President Morales stepped forward. "We are the United Nations of Earth. We wish to establish peaceful." "Peace is irrelevant," Zixel interrupted. "The collective has observed your kind for centuries. You wage war on yourselves. You destroy your own environment. You are technologically stunted, yet dangerous in your unpredictability." Images appeared around the hologram. Earth's wars, pollution, poverty. "Your evaluation period has concluded. The collective requires your world's resources. You will be permitted to exist as a labor species. Resistance is unnecessary and will result in species reduction protocols." The assembly sat in horrified silence. "You have 14 solar rotations to prepare your surrender. Our arrival is imminent." The hologram vanished, leaving the world leaders staring at empty space. "They think we're defenseless," General Chen said, breaking the silence. "They believe we'll just hand over our planet without a fight." "Won't we?" asked someone. "Did you see their technology? How can we possibly resist?" In the back of the room, Dr. Elena Reyes had been listening quietly. Now she stood. "Perhaps that's our advantage. They've underestimated us." All eyes turned to her. "I studied this signal since it first appeared. There's something off about it. These Zenith beings, they're arrogant. They've dismissed us as primitive without truly understanding what humans are capable of when threatened." "What are you suggesting, Doctor?" President Morales asked. "I'm suggesting we don't act as expected. They anticipate surrender or futile, disorganized resistance. Let's show them something different." For the next 2 weeks, Earth prepared, not with white flags, but with the most remarkable global cooperation in human history. Ancient enemies set aside differences. Resources were pooled, military commands unified. But the public face presented to the stars was one of confusion and fear. Deliberately leaked communications suggested Earth was paralyzed, unable to form a coherent response. Meanwhile, below the surface, humanity prepared. Weapons systems were networked, civilian bunkers established, and in secret facilities around the world, projects that had been theoretical suddenly received unlimited funding. On the 14th day, they appeared. The zenith collected ships darkened skies across the planet. Massive constructs of materials unknown to Earth science, each one dwarfing the largest human vessels. Archon Zixel's hologram appeared simultaneously in every major city center. Your time has expired. Submit. In the UN Command Center, now moved to a bunker beneath the Swiss Alps, General Chen looked to President Morales, who had been elected to speak for Earth. She nodded and opened the channel. The people of Earth have considered your demands, she began, her voice steady despite the weight of 7 billion lives on her shoulders. And we have decided that we would rather die on our feet than live on our knees. A moment of silence followed before Zixel responded. Then you have chosen extinction. The first attack came minutes later, energy weapons targeting military installations across the globe. But where the Zenith expected to find vulnerable targets, they encountered advanced shield technology that shouldn't have been possible for primitive humans. The look of surprise on Archon Zixel's face when the shields held was almost worth the terror of invasion. Impossible, the alien leader hissed. Your species does not possess this technology. President Morales allowed herself a small smile. You should have studied us more carefully, Archon. Humans have a saying. Never corner something that is weaker than you. You leave it nothing to lose and everything to gain. Around the world, defensive systems activated. Weapons that had been mere prototypes weeks ago now fired at the invading ships. Some fell from the sky, crashing into uninhabited areas specifically chosen to minimize casualties. The Zenith Collective had expected Earth to fall in hours. By nightfall, it was clear that this would not be the easy conquest they had anticipated. In his command ship, Archon Zixel received reports of unexpected resistance across the planet. The humans were utilizing technologies they shouldn't have had, tactics that made no sense until they suddenly did. How is this possible? He demanded of his science officer. Their species profile indicated Category 7 development. The science officer's skin pulsed with anxiety. It appears our assessments were incomplete, Archon. They have been hiding their true capabilities. Zixel turned to the view screen, watching as another collective ship retreated from Earth's atmosphere, damaged by weapons that, by all rights, should not exist on such a backward world. Recalibrate our approach, he ordered. This will not be a standard acquisition. On Earth, as the first day of what would become known as the Defense War came to an end, Dr. Elena Reyes watched the skies from her observatory. Some of the alien ships had withdrawn to higher orbits, clearly reassessing. They thought we would be easy prey, she said to General Chen, who had joined her at the telescope. They thought Earth was defenseless. Chen nodded, his eyes on the stars where Earth's unexpected resistance had just changed the course of human history. They're about to learn how wrong they were.